just woke up. If that is not obvious, we are starting a 24-hour readathon. It is exactly 6 a.m. Look at that. Timed that perfectly. I actually woke up at 5:45 and let the dogs out. I'm not doing a 24-hour readathon because I physically can't do those if it's in a day. But I'm going to do like a still 24-hour readathon where it's seeing how much I can read in a day versus like actually 24 hours of reading. So I don't like, you know, try to exhaust myself because I need sleep. So I know I look very tired, no makeup on, put my hair up, which my hair, I got cut really short, so it's so hard to keep up, but it's actually staying up right now. But I'm gonna read for about an hour before I work out and walk my dogs. I don't have like a lot to do today. I made sure I got a ton of stuff done yesterday. So I am here fresh-faced to start off my day. I woke up a little early. I don't even wake up at this time at 5:45 during the work week. I normally sleep in until like 6:15, 6:20. And so today was just to get up early to read. So I'm going to be reading Holly Renee's book, The Hunted Heir. I wanted to finish this yesterday, but I only got 53% in, but it's only 200 pages. So I have less than 100 pages left to read of this book. And it is book 2 in her new fantasy series. And this comes out in a couple weeks. So I did get an arc of this. I did decide to read it because I'm very excited for it after the cliffhanger of book 1. So I'm going to be reading this morning, and then I'm going to jump into a kind of murder mystery romance that I need to read for a book club. So I don't have a TBR picked out. We're just gonna see where we go. I just know I'm reading this, the book club book, and then a Laura Pavlov on audio because I have that. But that's only an 8-hour audio, and I feel like I can finish that very quickly since I listen on 3 times speed. So the day has just started. I have my puppies here. They're tired. My sister is at work right now, so she'll be sleepy all day, which is when I do these videos because she worked last night and she works tonight. So I will start reading, and we will see how much we can realistically get done today without reading for a full 24 hours. I'm gonna get reading.
Kid again. Hard to swallow rainbow ice cream, knowing it's just vanilla flavored. You tell me that you'll be here when.
Good morning, everybody. So it is now a little after 9. It is 9:21, and I have finished the Holly Renee. I started a new book and I started my audiobook. So I've had quite a productive morning already. I actually worked out and walked my dogs and just showered and got ready for the day. Threw on my Elsie Silver sweatshirt, which I love. So I finished The Hunted Heir on the treadmill. So I got through the 50% that I had to get through today, and I did not love it. So I'm not going to spoil too much about this book because it doesn't come out, I think, until the 20th, maybe before, but this one doesn't come out. It's book 2 in a series, but the plot was very stagnant, and we still don't know a lot about this fantasy world or the magic system, and we're 2/3 of the way through the series. So there was no development with any of the magic. There was not a lot happening other than them just like kind of traveling, and that's it. And the hero has 0 hate to love left. So the first book, what was so great about it, it was like true hate to love, enemies to lovers, and there was like a huge betrayal at the end. And then it's just like, well, we're madly in love, and I'm like that's it. So not a lot of development of the romance, not a lot of character development, like not a lot happened. And I think it's really hard to even have a lot happen in a 200-page fantasy, and this was only 200 pages. The first book at least was like 250. So I think I'm settling on 3 stars for this one, which makes me so sad because the first book was so good, but this one just did not give really anything. And I feel like, take it out of the book, like what happened in this book honestly could have happened in 50 to 100 pages, and then you probably could have just like pushed it together with the last book I don't know what's gonna happen in the last book, but based on what happened, nothing was really progressing for any part of the story. So, and I definitely need more fantasy in my fantasy. So 3 stars for that one. But I did start Murder, She Sold by Riley something. This one is a murder mystery romance, and the romance is between her and the police officer. And what happens is she is breaking into her dad's house and he finds her. He's like, can I help you? And she's like, are you gonna arrest me? And they walk into the house together and find her dad murdered. The basis of this book, I'm only 5% in. The writing's a little wordy. I don't know how to explain that, but like even the first scene of her being stuck in the window, I had to like really focus on what I was reading because I was like, what is happening? And it just like, it over explained kind of. I don't know if that's what I want to say, but the writing definitely takes like an adjustment to get used to. I think this is the author's debut romance, so she's all automatically like, oh, there's like a connection between this guy and like he touched me and I felt like electricity. So we'll see how I continue liking that, but I am going to, I think, focus on the Laura Pavlov right now. So this one comes out this week. It is a single dad neighbor romance and she is her son's doctor. She is like 29. She just moved to town and taking over the doctor who's retiring, and so the hero's really mad because he's like, he's so high strung and like protective of his child, and he's like, I don't trust you to take care of my son. Like, this was the doctor because his son has asthma and he had a really scary asthma attack at the end of the previous book that literally made me cry, like tears in my eyes. But they are neighbors now and he's kind of slowly coming around to her, and his son just got sick and like she literally brought over Gatorade and like gave it to him because she knew he wouldn't be able to like leave his son alone. But he's adorable, like, so he has a really great personality and I love that. So good. I just like, I'm like, Laura writes small town so well. So I think I'm going to start my crochet project. I'm gonna make some tea. I do have to answer an email and then I'm going to crochet. And those are my plans this morning.
Your hair looks longer than last June. There's so much I've been dying to know about you. Can I just... But we've been distant, is it too soon to call pretending it's to ask you what's new? And I hope we haven't lost our way, cause it feels that way to me. But I know that when I see you, oh, I never wanna leave. So don't be so mad, I know that it's easier said than done. And it feels like it's hopeless, I'm begging you, please hold on. Maybe reason tossing and turning is cause I'm scared one day you won't reply. So if I said or did something that hurt you.
I'm here to talk a little bit more quiet because my sister is sleeping down here in her room. It's first floor master. But I finished my audio while working on my dragon. It is actually noon now, 11:52. Dirty little face. And I finished Beating Heart and I'm giving it 5 stars, more like 4.5, but I did like the pacing at the end. So I've had an issue with books lately where the last like 20% is just like them happy and like not a lot of conflict, both external and internal, of the relationship. So I have like really lost focus of those books. It's like the last 3 books that I read before these books here, but this one actually had really good conflict and I really liked how they had to deal with it. And it wasn't anything like annoying like a third act breakup, which I appreciated. There could have been definitely some miscommunication because his ex does come back in the picture, but she just more so like gives him space to figure things out and he handles it so well. So I really appreciated that. It was just a really great romance because the heroine also, she had gotten out of a really long relationship and that was her only relationship she had ever been in, and he had cheated on her. So she's like very hesitant to jump into anything and they kind of start a friends with benefits kind of situation. But her relationship with Beefcake, he's 6, the cutest thing ever. Like, she becomes so ingrained in his life and they care about each other so much. So if you like a single parent romance, this one does it so well. Like, no surprise because Laura's written those before, but the more I talk about it, it's a 5-star. Like, I just love this and I love listening to her audiobooks like all in one go. I feel like the last few I've just sat down during a day, either done a puzzle or like worked on a project and just read it the entire day. So Absolutely love this. Like I said, if you do like a single parent romance, you will love this. Small town, super fun family. All of his friends are like basically uncles to his son, and they all care about him so much because he lost his mom when he was young, I think maybe when he was born, and so he was raised by a single dad, so he just really values his friendship with them, and they're adorable. I love them, and I love Beefcake so much. Like, protect him at all costs. The best. I did end up starting, I'm literally got 5 minutes into it. I'm going to be reading The Game Changer by Lana Ferguson. I was trying to see if anything from my TBR that I picked up from my TBR jar I had on audio, but nothing is coming in yet, and I have this for 4 more days. So I'm going to be reading this, and it's really fun because I know it's going to be a hockey player, and she is on a baking show. So like, I don't know if it's like a talk show kind of thing, but she was just baking something, and I love baking and I love books about bakers. I love hockey romances, so I'm excited for this. I don't know anything else about the plot, but I do own this, so it's definitely like on my general TBR, not specifically for August, but definitely want to get through that. And I am about to sit down and have lunch, and so I'm going to read more of my Murder She Sold book with my Kindle, and then get back to crocheting because I really want to finish that dragon today so that I can give it to who it's for. So I will show you my progress of that when I get back to the couch, but just wanted to update you on that, and I'm gonna go eat some lunch.
I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. So can't help falling in love. Can't take the hint and give up. My mama told me don't talk to people you haven't met. I guess my mama was right, but it's not 'cause everybody you meet is dangerous, but 'cause they'll break your heart. 'Cause she plays it so cool, making up her own rules, and I'm a loser for thinking I've got any shot in the dark. Now it's hitting me hard. Tell me, what am I supposed to do? 'Cause I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's...
Hello. I did finish my dragon. He is so cute, and I'm so excited to give him to my friend. So when did I start this? It was like 10 that I started, and it took me like maybe 4.5 hours to do him because I had to take a break for lunch, but he is adorable. I love how the colors turned out. So cute. I hate, like, the beginning is fine, but once I have to start sewing on everything, to sew the haunches, the leg, the arm, the snout, the ear, the horns, this, like, everything needs to be sewn on, and it hurts my fingers sewing because sometimes it's like, since it's so thick, it's really hard to pull. I was so over it by the end, but he's so cute. He like matches everything in here too. I love it. But I am loving my audiobook. So I'm already 7 hours into The Game Changer. I only have 3.5 hours left, so I really only have an hour and a little bit of listening. So I could always work on a puzzle right now. I might do that because I just really want to finish this. It's so good. And normally, so it's a best friend's brother, and she had the biggest crush on him growing up, but he was 5 years older. So like, that's a big enough age gap where it's like, he never saw her that way, like, for a good reason. And so she's pined after him a lot, but it's been like over 10 years since they last saw each other, and he is now divorced, but he has a really good relationship with his ex-wife, and she is remarried, and he hangs out with her a lot. And he had a lot of drama happen though, where people thought he was cheating, and they still don't like his reputation, so he's moving back to his home hockey team. And she has a baking show, and they have to try to get the numbers up because she might get cut. And she's like, well, I actually know the hockey team because her brother plays for the hockey team, and she's like, maybe I can like bring a couple guys on. And they choose him because his reputation needs cleaned up. And then they see their chemistry on screen, and they're like, we should play into this. And now they're just like so into each other, and he is so smitten with her too. Like, it's never one-sided where it's annoying, because I really hate it when the woman pines the whole time and the hero just like gets to go off and do whatever. Like, she still had relationships, and she was just like more like a childhood infatuation with him. And again, like, he was too old to like her, because it was like, if he was 18 she was 13. Like, that's weird. So it definitely made sense. But now he's like, oh my god, she's hot. And it's so cute how much they like each other. I'm worried about the conflict with the brother because he doesn't know yet that they're together. He just thinks they're like faking it for things, so we'll see. But it is so good. I am loving it. So I actually might start a puzzle now. Sister's gonna be up in just a little bit, so if I start a puzzle now, I can get this done by 4, and that'll be 3 books done today. I am flying through these audiobooks. I'm so happy I started this one. And then I definitely have to get to Murder, She Sold and physically read that, and then we'll see what else, because today is just like my day, and I'm excited to see how much more I can read, because I'm so loving this. Like, it's probably gonna be a 5-star read, and I'm just like so shocked. Not really though, because I've loved the 2 other books I read by this author. I don't know why I'm just like so shocked that I love this. It's so good. And Zachary Weber's one of the narrators, and I just love him so much. So glad that it's been such a productive day. Oh my gosh. So I'm getting so much done. I already got this all done one day. I mean, they take a long time, and I don't like doing them all in one day because that was a lot. That was a lot, but he's so cute. I love him. Hi everybody, I'm here for an update. It is 4:15 and I finished the audiobook, and I'm giving this 5 stars. It was so good. I'm obsessed with the hero. Not only did he fall like head over heels for the heroine, and they both fell for each other, there was no 3rd act breakup, and there's a lot of conflict that we still had to go through for the last like 20% of the plot, so I was still super engaged, and I just really liked it, because like lately there's been a lot of books where the last 20% are just like them happy and maybe dealing with like a couple of things, but there was so much they still had to deal with, like a lot of drama, and they both had to be there for each other, and it was just, it was so cute. It was so good. I loved how like they both also realized they loved each other at like the exact same moment. And it was off season for hockey, kind of. It was like preseason, and so we didn't have like hockey games. We still had hockey practice and like stuff in the locker room, and him with his teammates. And I'm intrigued to see if her brother gets a book with someone. I don't want to spoil who this person is, but it'll be interesting to see if they get a book together, so we will see. But 5 stars. So obsessed with this book. Might be a favorite of the month. We will see. It was so good. So we already have 2 5-star reads for this vlog. I'm very excited, but I have to go mow my lawn, so I do have to start another audiobook. I think I'm going to go, I probably will not be finishing this book this vlog because it's a long one. It is 12.5 hours, so I mean I could, but I'd be reading that for the rest of this vlog. So I'm gonna be starting There With You by Samantha Young. I do have to read this entire series by the end of the month with my Patreon. I just have 4 books to read, and they're all on audio, so that's good. And I just know they're in Scotland at an estate, and that's all I know. But I am probably actually going to physically read, I still have to read this Murder, She Sold, and then maybe start an Abby Millsaps, but I don't know how much I'll get through that. We'll see. So those are my plans. I'm gonna go change, mow my lawn, have dinner with my sister, and then read some more today. Oh, I didn't know my hair looked like that. Hello, I am here with Miss Darcy. Let me see her over there. It is 6:15. I took a bit like an hour break from reading just to scroll social media because I haven't done that like at all today, but I'm gonna be reading now. Wow, I mowed the lawn, so my hair is feeling it. But my sister left for work. Darcy came up here and was like, we're gonna spend time in bed, and I'm like, sure, we are. So here we are. I am gonna start physically reading, but the Samantha Young book I'm reading, I'll pop the cover here because I don't remember the name because they all have like very similar names. So good. So first off, the son in this, he's oh my gosh, how old was he? 7? He's the hero of the book I just read by her that came out last week. So that is so funny. I guess her new series is like 2nd gen to this series, so I thought it was really funny. I was like, wait, I knew that he was related to that family, but I didn't realize like his parents had a book. So I think that's so funny. But it is a nanny single dad romance, and it is so good. So the heroine visits Scotland because her sister's there, and she has kind of cut off her sister for reasons. It just like insinuates that she was assaulted by someone, and I don't like a creepy stalker kind of situation, and she just like referenced a really creepy message she got from him and all that she's really like said so far. But she visits her sister who was literally like kidnapped in the previous book, and they're like, you don't care about her, you weren't there for her. And she's like, I was going through stuff myself. And so like no one really trusts her, but she wants to be in Scotland for 6 months, however allowed she is like legally to stay there. And she's trying to find a job, and the hero is looking for a nanny for his 2 kids, and she used to nanny, and my neighbor's dog is out going crazy. It's okay, Darcy. She used to nanny a lot, and she gets along with his kids so well, and she's like, just hire me. And he's like, no, I can't trust you. And she's like, your kids love me, like hire me. And so he's gonna hire her, and it is so good. I like kind of wanted to keep on listening to that, but I don't want this vlog to be like just audiobooks, but I could color a little bit because I love my markers that I have, so maybe I'll color in a little bit. But I'm gonna read my ebook because I really should get through this, maybe color a bit, and then go back to my book. So we're just gonna read for the rest of the night. I'm very excited. Glad I got the lawn mowed and relaxed a little bit before my sister left, and now it's just me and the pups.
Your hair looks longer than last June. There's so much I've been dying to know about you. Can I just... But we've been distant.
Okay, hello. Sorry for the weird angle. I love my reading pillow though, so comfy. This book, I feel so bad, but I'm not liking it. I'm 11% in, and this is a debut book, and it just feels like there was just like 1,000,001 characters just introduced, and like nothing's happening with the mystery. It was just like they found a dead body. I thought it was gonna be her dad. It was not. It was some lady, and she gets like interviewed by the police officer, and now she's like with all this family. There's a ton of them that are just like thrown in there, and nothing's happening. Like they're all just talking, and I am really bored. So then I went to look at reviews, and I was like, okay, does this get better? And most reviews say it's not really a mystery. Oh, sorry, I left my fan on if you can hear that. So I'm really bored, and I don't want to read this right now, so I might put it on hold for later this week and pick up something else, because I was just in such a good flow, and this I'm just like, I'm not clicking. It's also in 3rd person, which I didn't realize, but the writing style is, like I had said before, there's just something about it that makes it hard to digest. Like I'm reading every single word individually, it feels like, which I don't normally do because I'm a fast reader. So like, you know, like your brain will like fill in the words as you read, but I feel like it's not written in a flow that like my brain can fill in. I have to like read it, and it's not like hard to read, it's just like kind of clunky. So, and I want more mystery, like that's what this is like all supposed to be. So there's like just all these characters, and I'm like, I don't care who these people are, and I don't like books where they just like sit around and talk, and it doesn't feel like it has a purpose right now. And a lot of reviews say like it's super slow and it should not be that long, and it gets repetitive. So I'm gonna stop this for now. I'll have to revisit it before my live show next week, but I am going to pick up Abby Millsaps. I think I'm gonna go grab my paperback. I have to read this as my TBR, so I should be reading some arcs, but you know what, I'm gonna go read that one because I feel like it, and I think I'll like it. So let's go grab it.
But I know that when I see you, oh, I never wanna leave. So don't be so mad, I know that it's easier said than done when it feels like it's hopeless. I'm begging you, please hold on.
We are going to ignore this situation here, but I feel like I always look like I have a mullet trying to put this all up. Okay, so I am 90 pages already into this. I am flying through it. I'm so happy I changed this book because this is actually really good. I was worried because I didn't know if this was going to take place in high school or college, and she actually took a 3-year gap from high school to college, so I think they're 21 in this one, so not too young for me because I like don't really care about high school romances anymore, / like most college romances. But this is angsty. So something happened. We got the past chapter of when she meets her stepbrother for the first time the night her mom is going on a date with his dad. So they're not step siblings yet, and it's him and his best friend who meet her, and this is why I choose, so it's gonna be between her and them. And I don't know if the past she only had a relationship with the stepbrother and not the other guy, but something happened after that summer and they all went their separate ways, and she basically like ran away to Europe and ignored them. One of them went to California, one of them stayed in North Carolina or South Carolina, I think it's North Carolina where they are, and she went to Europe for 3 years, and now she's back. living back at her stepfather's house because her mom also cut off contact from her basically. She is living at her stepdad's house with her stepbrother, and there's scenes of her like needing to crawl into bed and sleep with him and like crying. So I don't know what the heck is happening. This is in the present, and the guy in California had such a bad injury that his like muscles calcified from bone or something because he didn't like actually tell the trainers to get help. So now he came back home, but they need a fake date for a reason, and he needs to live with them now. So we still don't know what happened in the past. I am so invested in this, and it's very, very angsty. The way they're talking about each other, the way they are around each other. Like, both guys are obviously into her. One of them is like, she's literally it for me. Like, I'm in love. And she's not with them. So, oh, it is so good. I'm gonna read more. It's already 9 o'clock. We'll see how late I stay up, but I already read 100 pages in like a little over an hour, so we'll see what happens next. I mean, this is not even 300 pages. It is 291, so I'm excited, and I'm so happy the next book's out already because I'll probably get that to read next. But this is surprisingly going so well, and I'm just like glad I put that other book down because I wasn't feeling it, and reading this one now, it's just been like such a good reading day, and I'm just very excited. Hello everybody, I am here in my new Mickey sweatshirt. It says Disneyland on the back of it. It's so cute. I did get this when I was in Disney like a week and a half ago, but I am here to close out this vlog because I read until I fell asleep, which was around like 10:30. So I was flying through this. I read exactly to page 200, and I really like this. I did look at some reviews from friends because I wanted to see like who else has read this, because I haven't really seen a lot of my like close friends talking about it, and some of them didn't love it, but there is not a ton of like plot happening because a lot of it is just very character and relationship driven, and surprisingly like I don't mind that because there's so much mystery around the relationships and so much angst, and I love books that have a lot of angst. So we still don't know what broke them apart, and I'm assuming we're gonna know at the very end because I think this ends on a cliffhanger. But I also heard there's gonna be more people in the relationship because it's Why Choose, but right now there's only 2 guys, and she's only actively with one right now, and she was only with one in the past, the other one, who ends up being her stepbrother. So it's her stepbrother and her stepbrother's best friend, and her and the stepbrother are like falling in love and don't know that their parents are getting married. So it's getting very messy, and I'm just having so much fun reading it, and I don't know why I love this so much. I literally am ordering book 2 like today so that I have it so I can continue reading it, and I just love a messy, dramatic relationship. I feel like I haven't read a lot of those. A lot of the romances I've been reading have been really like cute. So probably gonna give this 5 stars, if not like 4.5, depending on how the end is. I cannot wait to read more. But this vlog, honestly, I don't remember the last time I did a vlog where I read so many 5-star reads. I did not love the first book in this vlog, but the next 2 audiobooks blew my mind. Like, obviously Laura was gonna be amazing, but really happy I loved Another Lana Ferguson. And I looked back and I've rated every book I read by her 4.5 or 5 stars. So she may be becoming a new favorite author, and I'm very excited to see what else she can write because her next one's Loch Ness Monster, which is gonna be so fun. But so excited to read this. She's actually also an Ohio author too, which I think is fun, so I might check out any local signings she does in Ohio. Meet her, which will be fun. She is also going to, I think, Magic City with the Bells, which I'm attending in February. So yes, that's the vlog. I hope you enjoyed this quick little 24-hour vlog. Let me know if you want me to continue doing more. If you made it this far, why don't you leave me a plane emoji, because there's a paper plane on this cover. Leave me a plane emoji, and I don't know if there's actually a paper plane emoji. If there is, leave me a paper plane or like an airplane. But that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.